Welcome, Geff.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you for the guidance. It was really helpful. My name is Geff. I brand new father of a little boy named Mana that is almost 2 months old right now. And I've been living in Bali for 5 years. I'm a designer and going through a lot of challenges with the baby right now and seeking some guidance. So really grateful for you. Thank you.
Of course. Tell me a little bit about what was going on before we connected and had a couple of sessions.
Mana started to cry a lot, and we didn't really know how to properly hold space for him and connect with him in that situation, and wanted to find ways to soothe him. My partner introduced me to aware parenting and what you shared with her, and at the beginning had a hard time connecting with this, as it didn't feel right for me to just listen to my baby crying. Then we went on a session together and had a beautiful transcendental experience to connect to my inner baby and the suppressed anger that I felt when I was young, and reconnecting to that part and witnessing it, observing it, and letting it go, and felt a huge relief and felt very light after that.
Thanks for sharing. Besides the crying, what are other problems you are facing with the baby and having a new baby?
What was challenging for me personally was to do the night shift at the beginning with my partner, because my partner couldn't breastfeed. So we had to give Mana formula and we were sharing the nights. And it was really challenging for me too. I was feeling really uncomfortable during the night and didn't know what to do and felt really like helpless. That was a sensation that was like really new for me in that situation. And that feeling was like really uncomfortable.
How were you feeling during that time?
Helpless, ashamed, lost, anxious. I had deep anxiety. It was my shift night. I could feel it during the day. I was like, oh my God, tonight is my time. So, yeah, pretty much disempowering feelings.
And what was it like when you first started to listen to Mana? What helped you actually beginning to listen versus just rocking him or carrying him?
The awareness of the meaning of listening, suddenly my perspective changed, and I was capable of holding space for him, not judging the cry and not feeling helpless. So instead of feeling helpless, I was feeling secure to hold space for my baby. I was like, okay, this is your time to cry. Do it. I'm here. I'm with you. Suddenly, instead of feeling blockages in my body and like contraction, it was just like flowing. Not that it was easy.
Yeah, for sure. And how did that feel to have that change in perspective compared to feeling like you must be doing something wrong or feeling disempowered to being able to hold that space?
Yeah, empowerment was a big one. I felt like in my power to hold space and like making decisions. I was like, okay, I making a decision of being here with you, and not being like the victim of the situation. So from like disempowering to empowered.
That's huge. Was there a particular turning point that you had learning to listen to him, connecting with your own emotions and feelings and maybe your past as a baby?
After the session that we had together, where I released that ball of anger that I hold in my body since I was a baby, I was able to be fully present with Mana and let go of that anger. That disempowered part of me was feeling a lot of like anxiety and anger about the situation, and more empowered was feeling secure, confident, and compassionate with him. I still have ups and downs as depending on my level of regulation. When I'm dysregulated, when I didn't sleep and feeling a lot of anxiety from other aspects of life, obviously feels harder. But even though when I feel that it's really needed, I'm just doing it.
What helps you in that instance?
Awareness, really, like just getting back to being conscious of what I'm doing, making a choice from a place of love, knowing that I don't want him to have the same blockages that I had when I was a baby. My desire is for him to be free and not having to do therapies when he will be older and ended up being 30 years old in Ubud doing retreats. I'm trying my best.
And you're doing so good. This has only been 2 months that you started doing this, or maybe even less, and
Yeah, a month, I would say.
yeah, a month. And what did you notice in him?
That peacefulness and calmness within him after releasing for a day. He's more chill, he sleeps better. On a personal level, I feel more light after the sessions that we've done before together, the one that we just done today and the one last week. It's really connecting to my body, connecting to my emotions and observing them, welcoming them, and letting them go, which feels like more light, not holding too much emotions. It's more like a feeling of being secure and confident and more at ease and more secure about holding space for him and letting him cry.
What would you say to anyone who's watching or listening and they have not tried aware parenting and they're considering giving this a try?
I had some resistance at the beginning, and normally I listen to my intuition and being a bit stubborn with that kind of stuff. My partner really asked me to do it and told me like you're really gonna feel something different within you, and I accepted do this challenge that was challenging for me. I highly recommend to give it a try and to step into something new. I've heard that man cannot learn something that he thinks he already knows. I had to let go of thinking that I know, especially in that dimension, and allowing myself to try something new for the sake of giving space to my baby to be free and to be safe and to feel connected. I feel that the most important for children is to feel connected to their parents. Without that awareness on holding space for him when he's crying, not doing it was creating disconnection. Doing it is creating connection. So I feel that's the most important gift the parent can give to their kids to connect on a deeper level, especially when it's challenging, because it's easier to play and do the right thing with babies when they are soft and smiling. But what about when it's hard? I had a conversation with a friend yesterday about it, and I was like, yeah, all that spiritual thing about like sharing, like, yeah, do this, do that. It's okay to share it on Instagram, but what about when you have to embody it? The challenge that I'm facing right now, being strong in that, facing that challenge makes me like a better person myself, for my partner, and for my baby, for my family. So that's a beautiful gift.
And I
More it's harder it is, better the gift is, I feel.
Yes. And I just want to acknowledge you for doing it and going through it because I feel that sometimes, especially at the beginning, maybe you can relate with the crying, it feels so unnatural. It's like, why would I let my baby cry? Even though we're not ever letting the baby cry alone, we're holding them. But still, there's an element like, this can't be right. This doesn't look right.
I think it's the conditioning of the society. Like the
Exactly.
baby is crying, there is something that I'm doing wrong.
Yeah.
I believe that as men, this is the tendency that we have. We want to fix things. Something is not working, we fix it. We find solutions and then we act and make a plan and find a solution and boom. He's like, we have the tendency to do the same. Oh, he's crying. Okay, more into that feminine energy of holding space.
So beautiful. You're doing so well. You really are. And Who do you think would benefit from this work?
I guess in general, I would say every parent, especially new parents, or actually not even because my partner already had kids and is still learning something new. So every parent, and especially the one that are struggling now, that are going through challenges with their baby, because I guess that like every babies are different also and have different personalities, and some are lucky and are pretty chill, and some are not. When it's not the case, we need support, we need new inputs, new perspective that creates a new reality. So yeah, awareness is the first step of healing. I call that the triple A of healing: awareness, acceptance, action. If we are not aware of the challenge we are facing, we don't know what we don't know, so we cannot do anything. The second one, if we are in denial, there is no challenge, I'm fine, then we cannot change. So we have to accept the challenge, and then we have to take actions.
I love that.
So
Love that.
awareness first.
I love it. Geoff, thank you so much. I'm sure this is going to inspire so many parents out there who've never tried this and might want to give it a go and see how their lives and their children and their
I hope
emotional
so.
capacity will change.
Yeah. Thank you so much for doing this. Thank you so much for stepping into that new field. And I know that you went through a lot also and found solutions, and now are willing to like share that to the world. So thank you so much for doing this.